Good morning. Today we're going to look at another video. Today we're looking at part 2, speaking. Sometimes it's referred to as a long turn, and this is where people need to speak for a minute and they will be given some photos and answer some questions. Check out the other videos on the channel, subscribe, click the bell icon to sort of keep yourself up to date. But today we're looking at part 2, speaking. Okay, so this is a couple of screenshots that I've taken from the Cambridge Handbook for Teachers for C1 Advanced, okay? And we can see here what is expected of students in this part of the exam, okay? Let's just quickly have a quick look and see what it says. Candidates are expected to point out similarities and differences between the photographs and move on then to deal with the questions, answering it with reference to both of the photographs, okay? The candidates will also be asked to speculate about something in relation to the photographs. It will not be necessary, and they will not be asked to describe the visuals, okay? So you can see here the difference between sort of what you're expected to do at B2, which would be very much this idea of sort of describing what you can see, and the difference here with C1, where you're having to sort of answer questions and as well talk about similarities, differences, and to include something about speculation. Okay, so here we've got some expressions that could be used in relation to describing similarities, okay? And we've also got some expressions here in relation to differences, okay? Now, these are the sort of expressions that you could use. I mean, there are many other expressions that would be applicable, but today we're going to sort of concentrate on these expressions, okay? So what have we got here that we can look at? What the two photos share is they're quite alike in that they show whatever it is they show, or that a common feature of both photos is X, Y, and Z, okay? So these could be used to talk about similarities. Okay, in relation to differences, again, we've got some expressions here we could use. What makes the two photos different is, etc. The biggest difference between them is, etc. What distinguishes the two pictures is, and then this sentence here, which is also quite common, while the people in one photo seem to be, in the other photo, the people are, etc. Or whereas, okay, so while or whereas could be used here to describe differences. So we have some pictures here that we could use to sort of practice in relation to with the expressions that we've just been talking about, okay? And you can see here quite quickly that one of the common themes here in the picture is, well, perhaps there are two common themes here. One perhaps is water. And you can see here, this is obviously underwater and this is on the water. Another common theme here is what you could talk about is hobbies or free time activities, because these are very much what people do at the weekend or in their free time, okay? Now, so that gives us some similarities that we can talk about. Differences, well, I think differences, perhaps we could talk about the sort of complexity of this sport, whereas in the other picture here, we've got a very much more simple sort of activity. Preparation, again, the preparation involved here will be sort of quite intense. It will require quite a lot of work, perhaps quite some time, maybe weeks or even months. But perhaps the preparation here would be sort of quite short, in sort of a matter of sort of half an hour. The children and the family could be taught quite quickly what to do, precautions to take, etc. Okay, so in relation to the expressions we had before about sort of similarities, what can we say? Both pictures here show activities on the water or in the water, okay? What is quite similar in both pictures is that these are activities related to water, okay? So we've got sort of similarities that we could talk about, okay? And in relation to differences, well, we talked here about sort of preparation. What distinguishes the two pictures is perhaps level of preparation. While in the first picture, it may be necessary to take a course, it's probably not that difficult to canoe. Perhaps some minimal sort of training would be required for the people. Okay, so with the other question that we had to sort of think about in relation to the pictures was speculation. And you can see here that we've got two sort of structures that we could use in relation to sort of things happening in the present and others perhaps in the past. So might plus be here that we can use, okay? And then in the past, we've got here might have and past participle. So for example, looking at our pictures here, we've got some sentences that we can use. The family in the canoe might be enjoying a family adventure holiday. The scuba diver might be diving somewhere exotic because of the clarity of the water, okay? So that's very much sort of in the present. In the past, what can we say here? The family might have booked the canoe the day before, okay? The scuba diver might have had to take a course before diving. Okay, so I hope you found this video sort of interesting and useful. Sort of go back and have a look at all the sort of different expressions that were used. Look at the examples, see if you can use them the next time you're practicing, okay, because it will definitely improve your score. The examiners will be looking for you to do the things that we talked about, answering the questions, comparing, contrasting, and speculating, okay? So again, make sure you subscribe, click the bell icon, and we'll see you in another video. Thank you.